Welcome back to the channel, guys. Thanks for joining. A few months ago we shared a video with you on construction cost in 2021. Today we want to do an update to that video.
So we know that with time there is usually an increase in cost. What we observed is that there is a significant increase in the cost for some of the main building items on the list that we had generated in March. So we consulted the hardware from which we had gotten our prices, and we have updated that list to reflect current market costs. Here we have the table that we had used to show the comparison with construction material cost in 2019 versus 2021. When we had done the first publication in March, we did not have the fifth and sixth column. So the fifth and sixth column represent the updated information. And I have some items that are colored yellow because those items are the ones with significant increase in cost. So steel by the ton in March was $140,000 per ton. Now it's $167,250 per ton. That's a 19% increase over the couple months. Another area of increase, and this is another key material that is used in the process of construction, that's cement, from $1,210 to $1,250. That's a 3% increase. Stone per yard, $2,470 in March, now $3,000, so that's a 21% increase. And the key item that caught my attention is the form ply. The cost in March was $5,000 per sheet, that is $5,450. Now we are all the way at $7,860. So that's a 31% increase in the cost for form ply between March and July. Obviously, these cost increases will affect the overall cost for a project.
So back in March, I used this house as a reference and we worked out what it would cost to construct. Today we are going to do the same to see how the current increases in material costs has affected construction. So to give you a general idea of this house, it's a 4-bedroom house with a study, dining room, kitchen, living room, and laundry and powder room on the ground floor. And on the first floor we have a bedroom. We have 2 bedrooms and a master bedroom with bathrooms, family room, balconies, garage, and so on. So back in March we had done a comparison between 2019 and then March 2021. So what we are doing now is looking at how the current material cost has affected construction over the past couple of months. So first, look at the substructure. Back in March, we would have spent about $3.95 million to do the substructure. Now we are looking at about $4.3 million to do the same substructure. This is an overall increase of about 9%. Now this is really due to concrete, steel, and formwork that has increased. All in, so back in March we were looking at $6.4 million. Now we are looking at about $7.36 million to do the walls for this house. An overall 14% increase. Suspended and slab and roof slab. So back in March we were looking at about $2.3 million. Now we're looking at 2.7 million to do the same slab, which is a 19% increase. Roof, so back in March we were looking at 5.27 to do the roof. Now we are looking at about 5.5. This is due to increases in plywood to do the sarking and so on. So an overall 4% increase. Concrete and metal staircase, back in March we were at 1.35, now we are looking at 1.44. Again, steel and concrete has contributed to a 7% increase. Balcony rails, the same, 300,000 in March. Now July, 320,000, a 7% increase as well. Windows and doors, we didn't see any increase there. Kitchen cabinets, countertops, we didn't see any increase there. Finishes, floor, walls and ceiling. Back in March we were looking at about 6.995. Now we are looking at 7.445, which is a 6% increase. This is as a result of the increase in cost for cement to render the walls and so on. Fixtures and plumbing, we didn't see any increase there. Painting, we didn't see any increase there. Electrical, we didn't see any increase there. External works, again, it's going to cost more. Build the manholes, to build the septic tank and the external concrete items, because again the price of steel, concrete and formwork has increased. So back in March we were looking at 2.03 million to do this. Now we are at about 2.157 million, which represents a 6% increase. So overall the prelims has increased as well. Back in March we were looking at 3.9. Now we are looking at about 4.17 million in prelims, which represent an overall 7% increase. So now we'll look at the total. So back in March, this house would have cost you about 43 million to build. With the current increases in materials, cement, stone, steel, farm ply and so on, that has contributed a 7% increase on the overall cost since March till now, July 2021.
So you may be asking, what are the implications of these price increases? So number one, if you had done an estimate, let's say in January or even March, that estimate may not be valid again, because the changes in price has affected the cost of construction way out, right? This week I was in conversation with a couple contractors who were expressing the very same thing, because they would have priced a project for X amount, but because of all of these increases, the project is going over what they had budgeted for. So if you had done an estimate before, you may want to revisit that estimate now.
2, it's clear that farm ply is now a precious commodity, so we have to take care of in how we use it. So in terms of storing, we want to ensure that they are properly stored so we can get a second use. 2, if you don't have to buy, you can consider renting the farm ply and cutting down cost in that area. And 3, if you have excess, you may want to actually offer those for rental, and you can actually get some extra income to help finance your project.
And number 3, if you can afford to build now, go ahead and start that project, because construction cost is increasing, and if your income is not increasing at that rate, you may not be able to build 6 months down the road. We don't know what the cost is going to be like 6 months down the road. So if you can, start now and just get building.
I hope you found the information that we shared useful. If you do, like, share, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so as yet. And if there are other implications of the increased cost that we have not mentioned, be sure to share in the comment section. So until next time, keep the dream alive.
Bye.